Hi, I'm Rachel and this is Peach Knits, and today I wanted to make my Everything I Knit in 2022 video. And I know it's late to be posting it, but it's been a crazy year. Not even 1 month in, it's been a crazy year. So I've got a list of everything I've made, and I thought I would just kind of go chronologically. Maybe not exactly chronologically. I haven't kept like a full knitting journal, which I would love to do, but I'm just not that kind of person, I guess. So my first knit of 2022. You know what? This is cute. I actually didn't wear this a lot in winter because it's a lot. It's a lot for Sydney, Australia. So I didn't wear it a lot, but this is Lara's hat by, I think, Susan Ashcroft. I've got my list over here for memory's sake. And I knit it with a bunch of random yarn that I just thought the colors would look cool together. I love contrasting colors, so you can see here, if I get up and close, you can see that it's all different like blues and like one strand of orange throughout as a contrast. And yeah, I think I kind of like it better now as a blonde, because last time I wore this, I would have been brunette, and maybe I wasn't a fan, but right now I'm kind of digging it. And it's very warm. This is all acrylic and it's very warm just because there are so many layers. You knit in garter for most of it, but then I believe you work in the round, decreasing for the crown, and you get this cute little, like, I don't know why, but it gives me like sailor vibes. Like, what's that movie, that Wes Anderson movie? Right? Like kind of, I don't know, maybe if I was in a Nordic country, it would be cold enough to warrant a hat like this, but I haven't actually worn this a lot, and now that I'm trying it on for this video, I do think it's kind of cute. I don't know. I'd love to actually make this exact pattern with like a fuzzy yarn. How cute would that be, right? Okay, well maybe I'll have to return to that idea in 2023. After I made that as just like a fun, quick little knit, my next knitting project was my first ever test knit. So here she is. Dun, dun. This is the Sweetheart Rib Top by Friday Knits, and it is a lovely pattern. It is very like, I mean, if you don't like ribbing, I look at it, it's not the top for you, but I think the shaping is so lovely. I think it's very versatile. The only reason why I haven't weaved in the ends is because so this pattern requires you to hold or it doesn't require, but it suggests that you hold 2 fingering weight yarns double to get like a DK weight. And so I held Ren and Ollie's Hold the Mustard with a like mystery yellow that I got from a surprise kit from Big Little Yarn Co. And I loved the yarns separately. I thought they would work well together, but in practice, I feel like the yellow mixed with it kind of muddles the colors in Hold the Mustard. Because if I hold it really close, it is like a rainbow of colors. It's a gorgeous colorway. They both are. I just think I made a mistake of mixing them. Yeah, I love the 2 yarns separately. I just don't think I made the right choice marling them. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll unravel this and then re-knit it, maybe just holding Ren and Ollie double or by itself, or, you know, I'll figure it out. And then I just haven't come back to it, which is such a shame because it is really lovely. But it's also quite heavy, like because of the DK weight yarn, it's quite warm for like a summer tank. Also, I should have known better. I'm not the kind of person who tends to wear a lot of tank tops. I don't like to show my arms much, but I was just so in love with this pattern and I'd never done a test knit before. I really wanted to try do it. And the pattern itself is gorgeous. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to test. I do like how it looks on me. I guess I'm not confident enough to wear, to like show my arms a lot in public. And then I'm kind of disappointed with my color mixing. Clearly I haven't got a handle on the color theory, but that's like all my bad. The actual pattern itself, as I've mentioned, is gorgeous. So if you're in the mood for, I mean, it's summer here in Australia right now, so if you're in the mood for like a nice, because it's all ribbing, there's not a lot of like thinking involved, it's quite like relaxing, and you end up with this really cute versatile summer top. Like I think if this was in a plain color, it could be like the perfect basic for your wardrobe. So love this pattern, loved the test knit. The next thing I knit in 2022 I don't actually have because it was a gift knit. I went to visit my dad's family in the UK in July. My brain is all scrambled. But I visited them in July, and my nan is really the only other person who was like a very prolific knitter in my family. Like, there's a few crocheters. My mum used to crochet, but crochet's fine, but I love knitting. So she's kind of, my main like familial connection to the craft, and I wanted to make her something to bring with me on the trip to gift her. So I received, again from the mystery, I think it was called Bikuri? I could be pronouncing that wrong, I'll double check when I'm editing this, but I got a mystery set of yarns from Big Little Yarn Co, and in it was her colorway. Oh, I've forgotten the name. I will also double check what that was, but it basically, I'm pretty sure it means like blue sky in Japanese, and that's a perfect name for it because it looks like the sky on like a perfect summer day, and I thought it would be a really nice color to make into a beanie. So the pattern I used was the Hoarfrost hat by Alina Malvich, and I used a little like plastic pom-pom maker to add a white pom-pom to the top, and it turned out really cute. It was my first time knitting from a chart, so that was really intimidating, and I did not do it right. I was following the chart and looking at my whip, and I was like, yeah, this looks about right, this looks good. And then it was only until I was binding off and adding the pom-pom that I went back to the actual pattern and saw that the ribbing on the hat is meant to align with like the vine motif, the like snowflake motif. That's probably what it is, eh? And I was like, oh no, I don't have time to reknit this, and freaking out. And then I kind of just made the executive call that it was fine. It was fine. And now that I've pointed that out, maybe you're looking at the photo like, ooh, but it was knit with TLC. It was my first time knitting a chart, and my nan loved it. So that was all that mattered really to me. And it was a fun knit. I think I will knit with more charts. I just haven't come across a pattern that uses a chart. I mean, besides a color work chart, but I mean like a technique chart. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but I probably will do it again because it was an enjoyable experience, but just intimidating. So maybe I need to take it a bit slow the next time I do it. The next thing I knit was also a gift knit, but I still have it because it was a gift for my dad. So I just was like, where is it? And stole it off him for this video's purposes. Any nerds who recognize this scarf? So my dad, like, as I just mentioned, I went to visit my family in the UK. My dad's English, and growing up, Doctor Who was something that we bonded over a lot. Like, we'd watch it every week together. It was also during Tennant's run, like original run as the Doctor. So of course it was just like peak Doctor Who. I don't know. It was just, to me, that's peak Doctor Who. You can't beat Tennant. So ironically, we've never actually watched Tom Baker's seasons together, but it was something he watched growing up. And he was saying that he had always wanted a fourth Doctor scarf. So I was like, his birthday's coming up. I think I know what I'm gonna make him. And the cool thing about this is because it's it's technically a cosplay item, I suppose. There is a whole website dedicated to recreating as screen accurate of a version of this as possible. It's very cool. They have like color recommendations and like the exact amount of rows for each color. As you can see, I did get lazy towards the end because this is already so long. This took forever. I knit it on like 5mm needles and it still took forever. I wish I could give you an idea of the length of this scarf. That's in half. My dad is 6'3" and it like nearly touches the floor unless he like rugs it all up, which is the point, right? Sorry, I just had to sneeze. Probably from me throwing all of these knits around and just getting dust everywhere. Anyway, I understand that is a purposeful design choice for this item. Like when you see Tom Baker wear it, I think at some points it does drag on the floor. And yeah, I got a bit lazy at the end because it was so long that I just skipped a few rows here and there. My dad didn't notice. I'm not a cosplayer, so I'm not going for accuracy. I just want the vibe to be right, and I feel like it is. And it's also, again, fully acrylic, but very warm. Definitely warm enough for Australia. Yeah, this is fine. I didn't undo the tassels because I was like, just with time as dad wears it, it will fray out and become like perfect little tassels. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Weaving in the ends, I don't want to talk about. But I'm really happy with the final product, and I wish I could bottle the feeling my dad gave off when he opened this present. He was so happy, and that made me really happy. So one of the favorite things I have about knitting. Whew. Next up is my sweater number 5 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I love this piece. It is like a nice layering piece, and it was a really enjoyable knit. I was a bit nervous at some points, like I'd never done, I forgot what the term is for this, but it's basically a folded over hem ribbing? No, this isn't ribbing. I don't know what the name is for it, but it does look gorgeous. You see? This was also, sorry, I feel like I should like try and get the whole thing in the camera. Ugh. I like that it has deep sleeves and then like a little slit in the ribbing, some little pockets. Just a lot of the design features of this pattern are really cute to me. This vest was knit with a faulty batch of Zafira by Hobie. It was like DK weight instead of Aran weight, I think. And this is actually meant to be knit with like bulky yarn. It was my first time grafting a pattern for a way different yarn weight. And I think it turned out pretty good. Like the fit is pretty much exactly how I wanted it to be. The only thing that I'm like, probably should have done that differently is the pockets. Because the pockets are a lighter, thinner fabric, they just don't have the kind of structure, they're kind of saggy. I think it's still fine, but if I were to redo this, I would probably hold the yarn double for the pockets and like nowhere else, because the reason why I had to graft it is I would have loved to make the bulky version. I just didn't have enough of this Zafira yarn to hold it double for everything, you know what I mean? So probably should have still held it double for the pockets, but I'm still really happy with the piece. I still think it's a really cute kind of autumn transitional piece, you know? My next knit, I dare to say, is my favorite knit of 2022. I love this knit so much, and it is the, I'm holding it the wrong way, the Happy Hour Jumper by Jamie Creates. It's so gorgeous. I don't need to say anything for you to get how gorgeous this is, right? Right? Oh my gosh. Let me try it on. I'm gonna die in this, so I'm only gonna try it on, and then I'm gonna talk about it. Whew. Oh my gosh. Look how cozy it is. I'm obsessed. Ooh. That needs to be weaved in. Seeing a pattern. But yes. This is it. I love the fit of it. It's like cozy and oversized. It's a little cropped, but not too cropped. I think some people might have like, take umbrage with that because either you want it to be cropped so that it doesn't have to be tucked into anything, or you want it to be full length so it can be worn like at that length. But I actually quite like the length it is because I like to do like a little French tuck. This was also a test knit, and I knit it with Drops Air Held Double, which is the recommended yarn for this pattern, in Pearl Grey, which I'm so happy I did. I was like I wanted it to be a neutral because I was like, if I'm going to buy a nice yarn, because like most of my stuff is acrylic, if I'm gonna buy the nice yarn, I want to make it in a color that I will wear like all the time. And with neutrals like beige and tan, I don't know, they can be a bit hit or miss. Like sometimes they work on my skin tone, and sometimes I just feel like I look really sickly, or I look like I'm wearing someone else's skin. I don't know what it is. If someone who knows color theory can explain to me, I really want to do one of those like season analysis sessions where a person holds up like different handkerchiefs of different colors and tells you what season you are and like what best suits you, because I think I might be a winter. That's why I think the gray looks nice, but I have no idea. Where was I? Oh yes, so Pearl Grey, Drops Air. I love this detailing. It was very, like, I can't remember how many repeats, like how many rows it repeated. I think it might have been an 8-row repeat, but it's very intuitive. After a while, you can kind of just do it without looking at the pattern, and because it's Drops Air Held Double, I'm getting too hot for this. Whew. Ugh. You knit it on pretty big needles, so it goes by pretty quick as well. I think like I can't do this all the time because I just don't have room in my closet for a bunch of bulky knits, and they're not really practical for me to make for myself. But this baby's special. I love this jumper so much. Highly recommend the pattern. Highly recommend you use Drops Air because it's just like, oh my, I'm gonna sleep on it. It's so nice. But yeah, I'd say that might be my favorite of 2022. Bold claim, but I'll stand by it. The next project I made, I've actually lost. I know it's somewhere in my house. I just have no idea where. I've looked for it and just don't know where it is. But they were some ribbed leg warmers that I freehanded with Hobie Mohair Delight. I've actually got another project here that I used Mohair Delight for. So you can see what I mean by like the texture. I don't love it, but I think it's fine. I also got pretty sick of this pattern after a while, so I didn't knit it for as big and as long as it probably should have been to give like a full kind of moment, a full kind of scrunched up leg warmer moment. And I kind of regret that, but whatever, it's fine. I think they turned out cute. I think they might be in my bedroom. I don't know where they've gone. It was just a little palette cleanser between bigger projects. My next knit, again, I don't have to show you, unfortunately, because it was a gift. They were the Magic Toadstool socks by Stone Knits, which, this pattern is so cute. The only thing that kind of confused me was that, to be fair, I didn't do a gauge swatch. That is my own fault. But I knit with the smallest needles I could find I knit with the smallest needles suggested in the pattern because knowing that they were a gift from my friend who was tiny, I knew I was going to need them to be like on the smaller side. But then when I blocked them, they ended up quite large. Now I think she might only be able to wear them as like kind of like slipper socks, house socks, which isn't ideal, but she was still really lovely when she received them. And I just think they're the cutest thing. They're just the cutest thing, little mushrooms. It was my first time doing 3 color work as well, so that was intimidating, but okay. I wouldn't go as far to say it's enjoyable, but it was doable, and I just love the final project. I really enjoyed it. I want to get more of Stone Knits patterns because she makes such amazing colorwork patterns and they're just such cute motifs. I definitely want to make some for myself, but maybe another time. I feel like every project I make, there's some learnings and some, insights that I gain, and I'm always like, well, the next time I knit something like this, or maybe when I re-knit this item, it'll be even better. And then I'm like, later. Because when you finish a project, you don't want to go right back into it. I mean, I don't. I want to move on to the next fun thing. So, there's stuff here that maybe I should redo, maybe I should re-knit, maybe I should knit another one similar, but I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to do that just yet. I gotta wrap this up because my dust allergies are going crazy and I don't know why. These have been like in a closet or being worn or washed, like whatever. I guess my body just hates me. In November when I uploaded my first YouTube video and I realized how much yarn I have, I decided to really get back into my Centro and start challenging myself to make things on it just so that I could get through more of my stash quicker. I don't know if that's the right motivation to have for knitting, but it was mine. And this was the result of the first project. And lo and behold, the ends are weaved in on this one. So snaps for me. I never do that. This is just kind of a matching top set. So cute, right? This was with Hobie Colorina in Pastel Sky. So the gradients between the colors just look amazing. I think it really looks cute with my hair right now because it's kind of pinky. And this was a really easy knit. It was like 99% knit on the Centro because I knit a long tube, like with a bell sleeve. I just finished it off. I think I just cast it off. I didn't even do really any finishing on the edge. Did another tube, and then these are just 4 tubes that I sealed at the top and the bottom and then crocheted together. And I love this crochet join. I love the look of it. It's not like invisible, but it's still very neat. I still really like how it looks. I like how the different panels have different like patterns of gradient, and then I just I hand knit these and the straps as the connecting pieces, and that was it. Bob's your uncle. Cute matching set. So this was super easy. I think I don't know how many hours it took me, but I could have done it probably within a full day, just on a Saturday. I think I did break it up over a few days because I didn't have that time to put towards it. I also filmed myself making this because I was making a matching skirt, which is this one here, which is basically done, but I do need to redo something. Well, maybe I'll make it a dress. Red straps have like a little mini dress. Cute. But yes, here's the skirt I was making for it. and I was filming a video for it when I realized that the design is really similar to a few other YouTubers that I've seen, and I don't really want to step on their toes. So it was a fun experience anyway, and I've got to do something with this now that I have it, because I think a dress could be really cute, actually. I will think about that. I also filmed this next knit because I was thinking of making a video about it. Specifically a video of K-pop recreations, because I really like new jeans. I mean, give me a break. I know I'm in my 20s and it's weird, but they release really good music. It's very catchy, okay? And I really like the styling that they've been doing. So I thought, oh yeah, cat hat, that would be fun. My head is too big for cat hats, apparently. But this was knit, again, almost entirely on the Centro. The only thing that wasn't done on the Centro was the sealing of this tube up here and then the ribbing here. So let me know if you'd be interested in a video tutorial, because I've filmed it. I don't know if I was thinking of maybe like, I can't call it a tutorial because it was just like me trying to make it and then it did work out. So I don't think the instructions are very clear. Maybe I can go back and voice over and make the instructions more clear. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I swear this would be cuter if I had a smaller head, but I don't. So it's a bit squished. Like, it should be oversized and like, I don't know. My head's too big for it to work. Sad. But realistically as well, I could knit it on a looser tension and it would look better. Maybe I need to do that, fiddle with it a bit. Let me know if you'd like a tutorial. Nearing the end, I mean, these are all Centro knits because my hand knits that I started towards the end of 2020 aren't done yet. Okay, so again, I need to weave in the ends as per usual, but this is very similar to the technique I used for the matching set. I just knit tubes for the sleeves, and then I did a few rows of decreasing and ribbing to make a cuff. I really love the bunchiness of this. I don't think it's like over the top, but I think it's cute. And then I knit a panel on the Centro to attach this way, like here and here. And also the back panel is a lot lighter, like it's a lot shorter, because I was kind of experimenting with how I wanted it to look. I wasn't sure. I kind of like how this looks, but I thought I might want a slimmer panel on the front. So I can't decide if this is a mistake or if it's like, it's reversible or something like that. I mean, I'm trying it on the other way now for you so you can see and maybe make up your own mind. But yeah, this is how it looks with the shorter panel. And I do think I prefer the bigger panel. So I will probably, now that I've got an idea of how I like to make this, redo it. I don't know if I want to do anything to the neck. I kind of like that it's just like a boat neck. It's casual, it's cute. I also filmed the process of me making this on the Centro because, like I said, I was going to make a K-pop recreations video, and I have been seeing a lot of like sweater sleeves, knitted sweater sleeves on Twice during their Talk That Talk era. So I was like, oh yeah, sweater sleeves. So yeah, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. I feel like I need a third thing to make to just round it out. And I don't know what that would be. So I haven't really even started to edit that footage. If you have any suggestions on knitted pieces you've been seeing K-pop idol style recently, let me know. I don't think this was the last thing I knit. It might be actually, because it might have been the last thing I finished before the end of 2022, and it is this massive blanket. I don't think I can truly, like, get it all into the shot. How's that? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's made with all squish acrylic yarn, which, again, if you saw my first video, you know I had a lot of, and I thought just like a nice, big, squishy blanket for like movie nights would be great. So all of these are a tube knit on my 48 pin Centro that I sealed up at the top and the bottom, and then just again use that same crochet join that I used on the tank top to connect them all together. And the reason I like that joining method is because you don't have to use the tails, so you don't have to leave a long tail on everything you make. You can just use the actual stitches themselves. Pretty easy. There was really no rhyme or reason. Even the color management wise, I was gonna do it rainbow, and then I like put it together on the floor and it looked kind of juvenile. I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of it. And I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do random. Like whatever, let's just like see how it looks at the end, because I thought that'd be fun. And now Is it the best it could look? I don't know. Again, color theory is not my strong suit, but I think it's fine, and I think it'll be really nice when it gets cold again and I want to snuggle up to the TV watching a nice movie. So mission accomplished, and I can't wait for my this month's knitting podcast, because that baby's a big stash bust. So we love it. We love the progress. That is everything I finished in 2022. I do have some whips going at the moment, some stuff I really need to finish, but I hope you enjoyed sticking around with me and talking about everything I knit this year. I love watching these videos from other people. I think it's so interesting to see like how they found different projects, maybe there were patterns in what they made, like maybe they went through a sock phase or something like that. I really love these videos, so I hope that this was interesting for you and not boring. Let me know your thoughts. And I will see you soon, because I do need to film a knitting podcast, but I don't think I'll do one for December, because I mean, I will probably just film one that's like joint December and January and include my stash busting update there. So thanks for sticking around if you're still watching this. I really appreciate you sitting through all my mumbling, and I will catch you very soon. Bye.